Good morning. How is everyone doing today? I hope good. I'm doing great. I come today with a video regarding narcissists versus empaths and what their relationship kind of entails and what they go through and some tips on how to change that. Empaths love deeply and unconditionally. They feel emotionally fulfilled even though the narcissist plays no role to develop a stronger bond between the two. The empath feels satisfied and thinks their love is reciprocated just by being around the narcissist. The empath gets the false notion that they have finally met the one, the love of their life. Narcissists affirms this by creating an illusion that leads the empath to believe that what they have is special. The empath feels a deep bond that is almost impossible to break. Empaths love and think with their heart. Narcissists, they don't have emotions, they don't have feelings, they're just two opposite people. Sometimes it appears that the narcissist wants the relationship as much as the empath. And I'm not saying that he does, or not he, but that the narcissist does not want it as bad, because they definitely could. But the thing is that an empath needs to learn how to control their emotions to be able to come down to their level of the narcissist, and then the narcissist also to be able to feel their emotions, so then they're not putting all their emotions out onto that to the empath, because that's exactly what happens. As time will pass, the narcissist will make the empath feel weak, unconfident, and pretty much they don't have the ability to do the things that we do every day in life, such as love and all. They just beat them down to where they have no self-confidence to. They just feel like they can't accomplish what they did before or what anyone can accomplish. So that's a really huge problem between a narcissist and an empath, because the empath is so sensitive and feels so many emotions and thinks the opposite way compared to the narcissist, that actually the narcissist typically in these cases is the one that isn't controlled, the one that's makes all the decisions. If the empath, gets tired of having their emotions just beat down and not receiving anything back in return, they're giving and giving and giving. They give all their love, they give all their time, they do this, they do that, and the narcissist just keeps taking and taking and taking. Well, eventually that empath is going to say, I've had enough. I'm not receiving anything in return. I need emotions, I need love, I need something reciprocated to me. Excuse me. And if the narcissist pretty much does not like when an empath does that, so then I keep saying he, and I apologize for saying that because that's not what I mean. The narcissist will then create this illusion that, well, you're crazy. Your emotions, that's unfounded. There's no way we could do that. That's just not feasible. So the empath pretty much doesn't get anywhere. And so they either stay in this relationship where the narcissist is controlling them and making them feel like they're not good enough. They can't do this. They can't do that. The empath's not receiving the emotions and love and appreciation of all the hard work that they put into this relationship. So there's no way that this relationship can continue unless they both want to be very unhappy. Empaths need to learn how to control their emotions, and I have some tips on that. Let me find it real quick. I want to make this video a lot shorter than I have my other ones. They can do that by identifying drains and energies that energize themselves, and what drains them as an empath, such as when we're out in public, we feel at least I do, I'm going to speak for myself. I feel everyone's emotions. I can sit down to go out, at a restaurant, and somebody can sit behind me, and instantly I can feel that person's emotions. If they're sad, I'm instantly sad. My daughter and I were having lunch one day, and I had, we were having a great day. We had gone shopping and done all kinds of fun stuff, and I was in a great mood, and we went out to eat. And this gal sat behind me, and within like 5 minutes of her sitting down, I was just bawling my eyes out. My daughter was like, "What is wrong, Mom? What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh my gosh." I mean, her sadness just overwhelmed me. It was just horrible. I felt so bad for her. I wanted to do nothing but get up and give her a hug. But her husband was sitting with her, and he was angry at her. So they were fighting, but she was sad, and I could feel his anger on top of her sadness. And then I could feel the people in the next booth over, and the next, and the next. And it just overwhelms me. I have a really hard time if I don't, energize myself. And since before, back then, I didn't really pay attention to what energizes, what things energize me and what things drain me and what I need to do to kind of balance those. And it really had my emotions up and down. And, and I was carrying my own emotions. I was carrying everybody else's I was coming into contact with. And man, your head just starts spinning, and your emotions are doing the same thing. And people are looking at you like, are you freaking nuts or what? So that's important. Create a shield. Everybody, I'm assuming everyone knows how to create a shield. I do, just like, my protection shield. That's how I create a shield from all of that negativity and all those emotions that be just overpowering me all the time. Watch your thoughts. And I'm terrible about this one because my mind is always, always going. I have trouble sleeping because my mind never shuts off. I'm always thinking. I'm always thinking about what I'm going to do tomorrow, and what projects I want to do, and what videos now I'm going to do, and how I'm going to, what I'm going to write down to make sure I touch base on it. And it's crazy. Also, repeat positive affirmations. Grounding yourself. Everyone should ground themselves every day. I sit up in a chair straight, my feet flat on the floor, close my eyes, and I just take some deep breaths. And I picture roots coming up through the earth, through the floor, or wherever I'm at, and them actually wrapping around my feet, around my legs, and pulling me down to the earth and keeping me grounded to it. That's how I do it, and it seems to work for me. Another one that is really important is to forgive. And I know that forgiving is a really hard thing to do for some people. But for empaths, we forgive. I mean, we just have that ability, and that, I don't know, that emotion that allows us to pretty much forgive everyone. It doesn't mean that we forgive you and everything's all fine and dandy and we're just going to move on. I mean, I'm the type person, like, if you really step over my boundaries, if you do something to really upset me or hurt me, I will give you a chance. But if you continue to do that and continue to, use me or abuse me or anything like that, I will finally just cut all ties. I will release you. I will forgive you, release you, and I will never look back, because I don't need people in my life that are not going to serve a good purpose in where I'm going and in my life to make me feel wanted and needed and loved, and appreciate what I do for them, and or vice versa, just however it works. So, if forgiveness is always a good thing, if you're an empath or not. Scheduled you time. Most empaths, at least I do, I have to have a lot of me time, because I have so much to, like, to work through in my mind. I mean, I have a lot of gifts, but as an empath, my emotions, I am an emotional person. I have my own personal problems that I'm dealing with, and then I'm also, my friends come over and they kind of dump all their and I don't mean dump, but they come over for my advice and they talk to me about their problems, and I have those. And then I have my daughter, she's a teenager, so I have all that, and then her friends, and on and on and on. It just overwhelms me. I know that the thing is the one thing I don't like about that aspect of it is I need so much alone time that it really bothers my daughter a lot. It really makes her feel lonely. It really makes her feel like I don't want to be around her, and that isn't the case. The case is that I just am so overwhelmed by all these emotions and feelings, and I'm just you're exhausted. You need to kind of recharge your batteries and just be able to kind of release all that stuff and move on to the next day and be able to um deal with the next go around of it. Eat well. That's always a good thing for everything that we do in life. Meditation and yoga is wonderful. I definitely just I recommend that highly for anything every day. And then go out in nature. I love nature. I love to hike. I love, in summer, I'm never inside, never. When I'll be doing my videos outside, definitely I'll be going on hikes, and I love to fish and camp. And I mean, I love to garden and, just do projects outside. And I just love it, love being outside. I'm not so much like that in the winter. I mean, I'm not afraid. I mean, I go shovel my own walk and I do all my own stuff. I go, start my car and do all that stuff, but I'm just not really into the snow that much anymore. I used to ski and snowboard and used to, go sledding and all that fun stuff, but the older I get, it just really hurts my body a lot. Sleep is always a good thing for everything because sleep helps us release all of the emotions and everything that builds up inside of us. It really does help us release that. Unfortunately, I'm not a very good sleeper, so then that's kind of a a downfall for me also. But most psychics and that have a lot of gifts and abilities, we tend to have sleeping problems. It's just the way it is. Change perspective on people and energy. Cleanse chakras, and I recommend cleansing chakras as much as possible. I am able to cleanse chakras, so if you are interested in that, please contact me, and I will definitely help you with that. And then be grateful for everything that you have. Be grateful for having the gifts that we have. Be thankful that you are an empath and you can feel everybody's emotions, and you're so sensitive, and so. And then it says take responsibility. Don't just blame, the narcissist about everything in your relationship going wrong, because it's also your responsibility to do your part to not be so emotional and not live in your emotions, and to try and work with the narcissist and to communicate very a lot. And so, and then as far as the narcissist goes, they need to feel their emotions. They need to figure out how it is that they can start feeling their emotions. So they recommend family therapy and counseling, talk therapy, total understanding of the situation, of each other, of what a narcissist is compared to an empath. That's important. Learn better ways to cope with criticism and accept their flaws. And, we're all guilty of that. We all are hard on ourselves, no matter what we are. And we all have flaws. I mean, no one's perfect. And then it says, medication. They say it does not help narcissism, but it will help the symptoms that come along with it, which are depression, mood swings, low self-esteem, insecurities. And this is all caused from a chemical imbalance. So what the medication will do is it targets whatever imbalance that you're feeling at that time, and it will help even it out. So if you are a narcissist and you didn't know that, maybe it would be a good thing to go see your doctor and talk to him about it. Because we all go through depression. We all have mood swings. We all have insecurities, but some are worse than others. And it's important to have that stuff treated. And it's important for your mental health, but also for your physical health and emotional health, everything. And for the people that are around you too. It's narcissists, when an empath finally has enough, the narcissist will turn it around on the empath. They'll project that they're the victim. They're the ones that are, the poor me, and you're so mean to me. You don't do enough for me. You're always harping on me. You're always out riding my butt about this or that. I don't make you happy. And you're crazy. And they project it right back onto the empath. And that is just not right to do to anyone. That is a hard thing for anyone to deal with. And it just isn't the answer if you really want to be able to have a relationship, romantic, friendship, even a relationship in your family with a narcissist. The more devoted love, care, affection, effort the empath puts into the relationship, the narcissist feels completely in control. Day after day, the emotional needs remain unfilled for the empath. And this happens because from the beginning of the relationship, they have believed their partner's emotional needs are the only thing that matters. And we all need to know that our emotional needs, our physical, everything is number one priority. We can only make somebody else's feel so much emotion, make them feel so much. Because if they're not making their self happy, if they're not doing stuff for themselves, it's never going to be fulfilling for them. And it's definitely not fulfilling for the person that's putting all their energy into it and not receiving anything back in return and not giving anything to themselves. So that you need to give to yourself first over anyone, your children, anyone. And then you move on to your loved ones. That is important for everyone, not even people that are empath or narcissist. That's just for human beings. The narcissist is an attention seeker. The empath isn't. Empath doesn't like to be in the light and the shine light, or however that saying goes. And the narcissist loves to be in the spotlight. That's what I meant. They get satisfaction when people fuss around them. Their need can never be met. Their needs can never be met. They are never satisfied. So that's something that the narcissist needs to learn. They may move to other partners, open up new businesses, creative, like creative things. They'll create new things, over and over and over and so on. But they will never be happy. Nothing will make them happy until they learn how to make themselves happy. And not only are they not happy, but the empath isn't happy now too. When the empath finally, I already touched base on that. The narcissist calls empaths over dramatic. Their concerns are unfounded. This kind of dismissive behavior is the tactic used by them to gain control over the empath's mind. How a narcissist destroys an empath is by manipulation, battles of the egos, by allowing the empath to let their guards down, and then just doing the things that hurt that empath, that gave them the reason to have those guards up in the first place. How an empath can shield himself by setting boundaries in the relationship from the very get-go, putting themselves first. Why do empaths and narcissists really need each other? What they do is they mirror each other's shadow sides. They unconsciously project their deepest fears onto one another. Empaths struggle with fear of rejection, abandonment, and loss, while the narcissists struggle with fear of commitment, emotional engulfment, and vulnerability. And if you think about that, that's all that empath is vulnerable, and they want to commit, and they're emotional. So you could see how that explains exactly why they kind of attract each other. Empaths that are not aware of their gift and how it fully works enter into these relationships not able to understand how to fully use their gifts of being an empath. The belief that loving others is the solution without cultivating any self-love themselves. And that is very true, because I'm so guilty about that. They lack boundaries, and they look for the narcissist. I'm sorry, I don't know why I have to stutter. Narcissist to set set up the boundaries, to make the boundaries, to objectively make them emotionally independent if they're not in this relationship. I don't know if that makes sense. That's what they need to be, emotionally independent. Obviously, going into this relationship, they need to continue that while they're in a relationship with a narcissist. That's what I meant to say. This narcissist will live out their intensity of their deep feelings through the empath, as they do not know how to handle them. Narcissists are born, they are not born, excuse me. They are, a narcissist is develops all their narcissist traits through circumstances. As time will pass, a narcissist will make the empath feel weak. I already told you all that. And then I know I have, excuse me for 1 second. There we go. I knew I had notes on what a narcissist can do to help them feel their emotions. Oh, I told you all that. So I think that was it. Wow, I kind of got ahead of myself and kind of lost track of where I was, and I sure apologize. I hope that you do, or gosh dang it. Ugh. I even meditated this morning, so I even, asked the universe to not let me be tongue-tied. It's driving me crazy, and I'm sure it is you too. Well, anyways, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope you received the information that will help if you are in this predicament, or if you know someone that is with a narcissist or an empath, and maybe it will help them understand each other better, and maybe help them develop the skills and needs and everything that they need to have a healthy, not toxic relationship. Everyone can be in a relationship with anyone, as long as those two people are committed to their friendship, to their, romantic life, to their love, to, making each other happy, to working on their issues. Because we all, like I said, have issues. We all need to work on things. If you're a narcissist, an empath, or whatever you are, love is the number one thing that we all need to realize, that love is the most important thing. And if we come together and we love, we do everything with unconditional love at all times, and we work hard at having these healthy relationships with each other and understanding fully what is going on and how this person is and their good and their bad traits, then, with love and understanding and patience, we can all have successful relationships. We can all be an empath and be a healthy one. We can all be a narcissist and not be the horrible narcissist that everybody portrays them to be. So I hope this helped again, and I hope you have a wonderful Wednesday, and I will see you soon. Peace, love, positive vibes, kisses, and peace. Take care, and thank you again for coming.